The Warden's been around for 3 years? I mean, Ancient City stuff is apparently when this gets real good. Generic intro into that goes. We're back with another Game Theory Minecraft video. Today we're doing the Minecraft Warden solved with Dream. Now, I've never watched a single Dream video. I don't even know what his voice sounds like. I think I saw pictures of him on Twitter when he had his face reveal and like the memes and whatnot, but I couldn't tell you what his voice is. I could probably walk past him on the street and not recognize him at all. I've never watched one of his videos, so it's going to be interesting to see a little collab video with him and Matt, and also the Warden, which I've seen the Warden multiple times, so I'm actually trying to restore an ancient city in Minecraft, which I stream every single Monday. I'm doing it in survival, and I finally hung up all the lights on the top, so now I need to start and, you know, restoring. I'm gonna give her all of the Sculk, and it's a massive ancient city. It's gonna be really, really cool. I do have one Shrieker saved because I do want to fight the Warden at some point, which of course I'll be live streaming that as well. You want to check out my reaction to the last video, which was the Forgotten History of Minecraft Villagers. I'll leave it right up there. Also link down below in the description. And there's no playlist for these videos quite yet, but I really should just make a Game Theory one in general. But this is gonna be about the Warden. I'm actually very curious to hear about the Warden because I don't even, it's like the strongest thing in Minecraft right now. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Shout out to the patrons. Couldn't do this without them. $3 a month to get you all my reaction videos there early. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Alright. Now I've skipped the intro. I couldn't even tell you what Dream sounds like. I've never watched one of his videos before. Hey, it's Brian. Hi. I'm also restoring an ancient city, and I need to fight the Warden. Let me guess, Warden? That's the Warden. I've heard that sound so many times. Hello. It's scary.
Hello, Internet.
Yep.
Welcome to Game Theory, the show that just keeps picking away at the hidden lore of Minecraft. Because let's face it, Minecraft isn't one of those games that explicitly tells you what's going on. Instead, it implies its lore through world design, spawn behavior, sound effects, and character appearances, all for investigators like us to uncover. A perfect example of this implicit lore came during Minecraft Live's reveal of the game's upcoming Caves and Cliffs update, when the team introduced us to the newest,
wasn't that like the biggest thing,
dude, to date, the Warden.
That thing will like wreck you.
What did we just see?
They don't outright tell us what's going on with the Warden, but you only need to take one look at its chest and the souls that are trapped inside to tell that there's a story behind this guy. Ordinarily, I'd wait until the Warden was actually in the game so we could get the full picture of what its behavior and spawn conditions are like before we begin theorizing, but we've already got ourselves a ton of information to work with here. I mean, just look at this thing. The green texture of its skin is practically identical to the material used for end portal.
You see, I don't pay much attention to Wardens because I try not to summon them.
For a theory.
So you could say it's sort of an unsolved mystery.
You could.
Does it have an accent?
Excuse me, why is there a big neon green block creature in my video?
I'm Dream. I'm a Minecraft speedrunner, and I love talking about unsolved mysteries of Minecraft from time to time. I was actually just running away from some hunters, and I wound up in the wrong scene. And don't knock the green. I've seen your thumbnails.
You're a Minecraft speedrunner.
As I'm wearing
early
green.
2008 memes called, they want their stick boys back.
Says the guy who is literally a dancing cardboard cutout.
Touché. So, should we just end this awkward justification of why we're collaborating and just start talking about the Wardens?
That's probably a good idea. Let's end the cringe.
What? I guess this is definitely before the face reveal.
Never ends. I just simultaneously whipped a nade. Thanks, editors. Like I said. So, even though the Caves and Cliffs update adding the Wardens to the game isn't expected to come out until summer of 2021,
so you can really be that close to it.
We already know a lot about these guys. For starters, this new Warden mob was introduced alongside another new feature coming to the cave biome, the
Shriekers,
a seemingly natural growth that appears in deep caves.
Sculk.
As demonstrated in the gameplay reveal, the Sculk's
I'm removing all of that from
feature
Ancient
is that it can
City.
sense sounds. According to what we've been told, the Sculk can detect
I've already done the
footsteps,
sensors.
projectiles, and blocks being placed. And wool, which is presumably soft enough to insulate any vibrations, can prevent it from reacting.
This actually gives us a behavioral connection between the Sculk and the Warden. The Warden is blind, meaning that it senses players by reacting to things like sound and vibration, just like the Sculk does. Add that to the fact that the Warden and Sculk are found together in caves and share a very similar visual design, and it feels like the Warden might be some sort of naturally occurring creature. Maybe something that grew out of the Sculk, or maybe the Sculk evolved.
Wait, do they not know about ancient cities, or no?
So quick to jump to that conclusion. When asked about whether the Warden and Sculk are part of the same species, developer Brandon Pierce said this, quote, "They're made of the same stuff at the very least."
What does that mean?
That seems like a highly dodgy answer. Were they made that way by Mother Nature, or is he implying that the Warden is perhaps a creature that was made through more artificial means? Perhaps by an ancient race of builders who had harvested Sculk and found
ancient city stuff is apparently when this gets real good.
That seems like a bit of a stretch.
I actually actually don't think I'm overanalyzing this. Viewers of this channel know that
people talked about the ancient cities is when this gets real
good. There
good.
was once a great civilization of builders in this game. A civilization that built temples and mines long ago and then was forced to abandon them all for some unknown reason. So we have a good idea that they existed. And going back to the design detail that immediately caught my eye about the Wardens,
I think the Warden just might be evolved from being underground because it goes blind in darkness.
See caged souls. Souls, plural. I don't know of many natural creatures that are born with multiple souls. It's highly suggestive of an origin that involves being created somehow by creators who are perhaps harnessing souls as an energy source. And in case you think that I'm extrapolating too much from that little visual detail, it was once again confirmed by Minecraft gameplay developer Brandon Pierce, who when asked about the Warden's blue chest patch on Twitter, responded with, quote, "I can't confirm anything, but it definitely sounds like a heartbeat, and the texture is definitely reminiscent of souls." And in case you missed it when we talked about it earlier on this channel, this year's Minecraft dungeon game basically confirmed that certain items in the Minecraft franchise are built with literal souls that are being used as an energy source. Or as the official Twitter account put it,
Warden's been around for 3 years.
Puts their soul into everything they do, and the truest adventurers put other people's souls in it too. In that episode, we concluded that the Vex that evokers create are comprised of souls, and that opens the door to other sorts of artificially created mobs also built from souls, hence the Warden.
So you're saying that the Warden mob might be some sort of artificial construct made using soul sand?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, looking across all my past theories in this game, there's one common theme that keeps appearing: experiments with the creation of life. When you look at
they do a lot of that.
Details of the various mobs throughout Minecraft, it all ties back to this recurring
also,
quest
the last
to become
video,
almost like
I haven't
God,
had a chance to read the comments from it. It just went live a couple hours ago.
I've done major episodes looking into all this, but based on the evidence, the Illagers seem to have been booted out of the Villager Society because they were experimenting with creating life. The Iron Golems seem to be an early stepping stone of some ancient race trying to create sentient creatures. The Wither itself seems like it was a failed experiment to create life using soul sand. And the list goes on for lots of other mobs. And so the Warden being this combination of Sculk and
it's a game about making
feels
stuff.
like it would be a natural extension to all of this. It was created, it was built, but built for what?
Okay,
that's the question.
Imagine that's
it's probably related to what you mentioned before. The Wardens appear to be made of the same stuff as end portal blocks. I mean, I'd recognize that eerie shade of green anywhere. So if these Wardens were artificially constructed, it might have happened at around the same time that the end portals themselves were being built. Plus, look at their name. Remember that end portals were found in strongholds, a place fortified so as to protect it against attack. Now, consider the name
that
of
actually
Warden.
is
These days,
a weird connection, but I don't think that is.
When talking about prison wardens, the supervisors who are placed in charge of keeping people in a secured structure. But the term warden actually has a much more general meaning too. A person charged with the care or supervision of persons, animals, or things. A keeper.
Like
maybe
the
they were
ancient
built as guards to supervise or protect the end portals.
Huh, it's a pretty good observation.
I'm guessing they didn't know about
ancient
ancient cities at the
tweeted
time.
that you ate your cat's poop.
Well, I can't really defend myself there, can I?
But you're totally right. The names Stronghold and Warden, as well as the color palette and the design, heck, even the fact that both Wardens and Strongholds are found in the deepest layers of the overworld, all of it implies some sort of relationship.
They really jumped on
my
this,
exploration in the lore of Minecraft
I guess,
started
announcement
with the Enderman, and what I found in that first episode is what convinced me that there is actual lore in this game. In that theory, I concluded that the Endermen are actually an ancient race of builders who, eons ago, created end portals inside of strongholds in an attempt to flee the overworld, only to discover too late that it was a one-way trip. The Endermen today are the descendants of those ancient builders who, through a combination of evolution and a chorus fruit diet, have become almost unrecognizable, except for their ability to pick up and carry blocks and a few choice vocal lines. When creating that
I really wonder when they came up with the ideas for these
those
things.
builders to create some kind of guard to hold down the fort. After all, what good is a stronghold if you have no one to protect it against invaders? Dream, that's your line.
Also, only a small percentage of people that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. It's free, and you can always change your mind. Enjoy the video.
I mean, his ratio is better than mine. Mine's like less than a quarter of people.
All of this paints a pretty compelling picture. After creating the overworld villages and the Iron Golems, the ancient builders continued their pursuits. They experimented with all sorts of things, including experimenting with constructs made using souls. This kind of experimentation mutation is what would eventually unleash the horror that is the Wither, but it's also what gave rise to their automaton buddy, the Warden, built with the same material that they were using when they constructed the end portal blocks, which served as the vehicle for their final escape away from the underworld. Perhaps they left.
I guess they didn't have a whole bunch of information that's like the strongest boss in the game.
Leaving the Warden as a line of defense against anyone who might try to follow them, but they never returned. And the Wardens, believing that their masters had abandoned them, wandered away. They ventured deeper.
Why would he be blind if it was in a stronghold that has torches?
More suited creatures that were created to exist in the dark, where they exist to this day, waiting for us to stumble across them. I mean, if that's actually what happened, it would explain a lot, like the Warden's name and why it seems to have multiple souls in its chest.
That's definitely a possibility. But I've been doing research, and it's also possible the Sculk somehow creeped and crawled until it came into contact with soul sand and found a way to harness the energy of those souls to naturally spawn the Warden.
Sure, now that's interesting.
The idea of a plant-like growth somehow doing this seems a bit far-fetched, and it wouldn't really match with the Warden name, but it's definitely possible. According to developer Brandon Pierce, you could definitely argue that the Sculk in general is sentient. Happy face. It's weird that he says the Sculk is sentient.
Is it because it has the XP?
Like, could all the Sculk we see be part of some sort of hive mind with the Wardens in charge?
It could be because it has XP. You defeat a mob to get XP.
Or what about a different possibility? Maybe the Sculk attached itself to an iron golem. In the iron golem's base model, we see that they're covered with vine growth. What if vines weren't the only plant-like growth that decided to make an iron golem their home? Could the Sculk corrupt or somehow take over an iron golem?
It's not a bad thought. As confirmed on Twitter, the Sculk is bigger and more massive than the golem. And it's even more powerful, but still possessing the same long arms. But again, it doesn't explain the souls or the name or the connection back to the end portal blocks, which is why my money's on it being an artificial creation by some ancient race. TLDR, I'm just really excited to dive into this update once it's finally out.
It definitely does seem like Mojang has been putting more time into the lore department these days.
So this isn't one of those days where we get to say that we
added to
the mystery
Bedrock
of the Warden and the Sculk.
It's
something that we'll have to do together as a community. And that's part of why I wanted to start having this conversation now, because not only is it something that we all have to look forward to, but it's also something that I think we should keep in mind as we continue to explore other parts of the Minecraft lore.
Ooh, okay, this is the part where you say the thing, right?
You made it to the end of the video, which means that you liked it and should therefore subscribe?
No, the other thing, but hey, that's just a theory.
Wow, that was worse than your answers in the Mr. Beast tournament.
I still technically finished ahead of you.
The Mr. Beast tournament?
Only because you were voted back in.
Technicality.
Well, from one loser to a fellow loser, thanks for coming on. And you know what? It is indeed time to say, but hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
They're gonna have some talking afterwards, watch.
And good luck with those hunters over there.
Run away.
Dream. Come here, Dream.
Who are those guys?
Are we on game theory?
Are we on game theory? If you have to ask, you might be. Are they gonna run back and forth? They might. No? I definitely thought they might run back. Okay. So that was... Okay. The Minecraft Warden. So this was really, really, really early. I don't know how many videos that goes until... Wow, okay, that far. Okay, so it's a while away, which is going to be a couple weeks for us, maybe actually a couple months at that rate. So this was interesting. That's what the announcement for the Warden was like. Like, that's how much information we knew at the time. Like, we didn't know about ancient cities at the time, just that there was a new big bad coming that was blind, and new blocks were coming. That's kind of weird. I don't know. I was not streaming Minecraft Monday when this was announced, but oh man, this was wild. I still need to fight the Warden. Like I said, I am restoring Ancient City. I've just got done hanging sea lanterns from the ceiling all over the place. I need to go through and remove all the Sculk from all the walls and floor and everything. It's completely sealed up. I need to light it up, and then I need to, build buildings, fix it up, bring some villagers in. I gotta fight the Warden before I bring villagers in. Not sure how that's gonna go and what I should do to stop the Warden. Make like an obsidian box or something like that to keep it in the spawning in, because I do have one shrieker left. So I need to surround it by a wool. But definitely stop by Minecraft Monday sometime. It's my favorite stream the entire week because it's just so chill, relax, and you can play a video game or watch YouTube videos or do anything, eat while we play, and we just talk and chat. It's a great time. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. I hope I made a tiny little better. Until the next video, take care and keep the music.